Here we go!
What is going on, everyone? This is GamerBlank90, proud chief of the Blue Blurs, coming at you with another Sonic news video. At this point, I'm pretty sure that many of you are saying something along the lines of, well, dang Blake, where the heck have you been? You haven't posted any Sonic news video for like 2 weeks now, what's happening? And that is accurate. My last news video went up like 2 weeks ago when the inadvertent leak for a re-release of Team Sonic Racing got out there. So, yeah. Sorry about that. Hadn't been my intention to leave you all hanging for that long. Although, I have still been posting playthrough videos on a daily basis, so it's not like I left y'all empty-handed, right? But, understandably, with Sonic's 30th anniversary upon us, anything related to that tends to take the spotlight. Not that I'm complaining, I love talking about it, so the more opportunities to do that, the better. But part of why I'd been silent on the subject for the last few weeks is that I'd sort of been feeling under the weather, health-wise anyway, so I had to sit around and recharge my batteries. But I've gotten sick and tired of being, well, sick and tired. So, I'm getting back into the game one way or another. Oh, and there's also the fact that I just turned 31 a couple of days ago, so yay me? But enough about me, guys, let's get on to why you're really here. The last few iterations for my Sonic News series have specifically targeted Sonic Colors Ultimate, which is coming out in 1.5 months from now, oh boy, and Sonic Origins, which isn't until next year. Same with Sonic Rangers, which is going to be the highlight of this video. In fact, I hadn't made a video centered around Rangers since that last video I made exactly 1 month ago, where we talked about how Sonic Rangers would evolve the Sonic series. A goal that the lead director of Sonic Studio, Takashi Iizuka, has in mind for the next mainline Sonic title. Ever since the Sonic Central Direct, Takashi Iizuka has become increasingly more vocal about the impact of Sonic's 30th anniversary, as well as what he and the rest of SEGA have in mind for their beloved mascot. Just to name you a few examples, Sonic Stadium released an exclusive interview with Iizuka the day that Sonic turned the big 3-0. And then not long ago, a similar interview surfaced at a Japanese news outlet called 4gamer.net. The interview from 4gamer.net will be referenced heavily in this video, though there will also be mentions of the Sonic Stadium interview as well because it contains similar content. Now, just to warn you before we get any further into this video, we don't have an abundance of information for Sonic Rangers to talk about. Ever since that minuscule teaser at Sonic Central, like seriously, it was so small that you could blink and it would be over in less than a second, we've learned absolutely nothing about what Sonic Team has in mind for this game, other than a handful of unofficial leaks that appear to be holding up in terms of accuracy, as they date back as far as August 2020, and the other was a little more recent, having been published in January 2021. I talked about these leaks already in my last video about Rangers, which I encourage you to check out if you haven't yet. But to give you a quick summary about the common elements shared across these leaks, Sonic Rangers is expected to be an open-world game inspired heavily by the likes of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's also going to come with a level-up system of sorts, in the form of a skill tree where you unlock additional abilities by completing specific tasks. But of course, all of this is speculation, as we don't actually have any gameplay footage to work with, and we probably won't get any for a while. In comparison to Sonic Origins and Sonic Colors Ultimate, the latter of which has been getting an influx of information as we inch closer and closer to its release date, SEGA has shared very little, in fact virtually nothing, about Sonic Rangers. Even Iizuka himself has been very reserved about discussing anything related to the new game, which he has yet to reference by name. But in the recent interviews where he was featured, he did share some snippets of information about it, which brings us to this interview with 4gamer.net. Now, if the interview was initially published in Japanese, you'd have to use Google Translate in order to read it. But luckily, the folks over at TalesChannel.com have provided a full-on English translation of that interview. So, we're going to be referring to that translation going forward. Both the translation and the 4Gamer interview will be linked in the description below if you'd like to check those out. I'm also not going to talk about the whole interview because it's a pretty bulky one, and I prefer to leave you with some incentive to read it for yourself. Instead, we're going to focus specifically on the section where Sonic Rangers is referenced. With all of that in mind, let's get right down to it. First of all, the interviewer from 4gamer.net described Sonic Rangers, which was revealed at the very end of Sonic Central, as completely new, because it is. And this, word by word, is Iizuka's response to that statement. After the release of Sonic Forces, we did not announce for a while a new mainline title for the Sonic series, so I was worried about the fans. It is still premature, but I just want to let you know that we are developing a completely new work on the occasion of the 30th anniversary. Almost immediately after the 4Gamer interview was published, Nintendo Life posted an article that zeroed in on the statement by Iizuka about the teaser for Rangers being a little premature. The article came with this headline: Takashi Iizuka admits the Sonic 2022 reveal was probably a bit too early. And when that article went up, it was quickly met with dismay from fans who were losing faith in Sonic Rangers being a good game when it finally releases. Its release date is currently set for next year, but which part of the year? We don't know yet. However, I feel like Iizuka had sort of already alluded to the fact that the teaser for Sonic Rangers was a little premature when he had that interview with Sonic Stadium on the day of Sonic's 30th anniversary. So I'm pretty surprised that it's only drawing so much scrutiny right now, when if that was going to happen, it should have been a month ago. If we look back at this question from the Sonic Stadium interview, we can see that Iizuka's response to it closely mirrors his response to a similar question from 4gamer.net, albeit with a little variation in the responses. Since this title is still mid-development, there is nothing I can speak to. Now, it doesn't directly say that the reveal was a little premature, but there's definitely similar context there, wouldn't you say? Now, as far as all of this goes, I'm a little torn here. On one hand, I'm glad they kept the feelings of the fans in mind by finally speaking out after a long period of silence, but on the other hand, if there was nothing about Sonic Rangers that was ready to be shown yet, even so much as a small teaser that revealed ultimately nothing except a weird symbol which we're gonna get to later, it probably should have been kept under wraps. Not that SEGA had a terribly good track record with that, because, you know, COD Ultimate Origin were already leaked by So Gamely and similar retailers before they finally came clean, so yeah. But as I am among those people who called out SEGA for their lack of transparency about their plans for Sonic's 30th, let alone communication about Sonic in general, I'm not gonna make a 180 here and say that they should have kept quiet. I heavily appreciate their recent effort to come forward with their plans about Sonic, but having said that, if there was nothing ready to reveal with Sonic Rangers, they probably should have kept that out of the direct entirely. Although I'm pretty sure many of you will disagree with me, and I respect that. After all, as far as game-related news are concerned, the majority of Sonic Central consisted of re-releases for existing Sonic titles, which of course are Sonic Colors and the classic games, as well as updates for the mobile titles. Had nothing completely new been thrown into the mixture as well, the direct would have been perceived as highly disappointing. Even I have to admit that the Sonic fanbase can be pretty volcanic like that. All in all, we've been waiting to see what else would be happening with Sonic ever since the release of their last mainline title in 2017, Sonic Forces. It's been a long wait, so at the very least, I'm glad that Iizuka kept us in mind and thought it fit to let us know that something was in the works. Big thumbs up for that. Anyway, back to that interview with 4Gamer. You might remember the symbol that I just brought up a bit ago, and it's the focus of this next question from 4Gamer. Mysterious symbols have been teased on the game, but what do they mean? Iizuka responds, it is a symbol that will appear in-game, but its meaning is still a secret. However, I can say that it does not have a meaning that can be understood by common reasoning. I think I can talk about the details soon, so please wait a little longer. In other words, to all of the detectives out there who have been trying very hard to analyze the trailer frame by frame in an attempt to interpret the meaning of that symbol, sorry guys, you're out of luck, though we do appreciate the effort. Lord knows that after Sonic Central happened, I've had that symbol on my mind for a very long time, constantly asking myself, what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? But with no additional context to go along with it, how exactly was I going to work it out? It really pains me to say this, but the teaser clip for Rangers is quite a step down in comparison to the reveal trailer for Sonic Forces, which was codenamed Project Sonic 2017 at the time. It wasn't exactly a big trailer itself, but it definitely revealed more information in comparison to the Rangers teaser. For one, you could see that you would be in for quite a struggle against the Eggman Empire, and the tone of the game would be much darker in comparison to previous titles. Oh, and in addition to playing modern Sonic, you would get to play as classic Sonic again, just like in Generations. So from watching the Force reveal, you had a pretty good idea of what Sonic Team had in mind with this game. But for Rangers, we have, well, aside from unofficial leaks, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, we already know that SEGA hasn't spent the last 4 years focusing exclusively on developing the next mainline title. Instead, their attention has been split between multiple projects. These include the DLC update to Sonic Mania, also known as Sonic Mania Plus, the 2019 release of Team Sonic Racing, the 2020 Sonic movie, which attracted a lot of success when it came out, updates to various mobile titles, and finally, as Sonic Central just made clear, Sonic Colors Ultimate, for which development will be handled by Blind Squirrel, and Sonic Origins. Now, this is not to suggest that SEGA hasn't already put in an abundance of time working on Sonic Rangers. As the August 2020 and January 2021 leaks can attest to, there are already playable builds of the game out and about. But apparently, in SEGA's eyes, they aren't ready for a demonstration, or else they might have been willing to put out a demo by now, much like how they did with Forces. Though it was a timed demo and it didn't leave a lot of room to learn about a lot of things. All of this does serve to make you wonder what exactly is going on with the development cycle for Sonic Rangers. It's almost like SEGA is really hesitating with this next title. And honestly, I can understand the hesitation, because this game is being hyped up as the make or break title for Sonic. While he has seen his share of success within the last decade, including with Mania and the Sonic movie, he's also had a lot of road bumps, many of which legitimately call the core identity of the series into question. I said this before in an earlier video I made about Sonic Rangers, but this game needs to succeed. It doesn't need to be pristine or perfect or what have you, but it needs to hit the mark. Especially considering that Sonic's recent success and his surge in popularity have attracted a lot of new fans, and I very much love for them to be greeted with a satisfactory product. Hopefully SEGA would as well. I just hope that the near non-existence of news about Sonic Rangers is because of SEGA critically re-evaluating the state of the game, and not because they're at a loss on what to do with it next. But we may get to find out soon, and I strongly emphasize soon, because going back to the 4Gamer interview, Iizuka did say that he thinks, emphasis on thinks, he can talk about the details soon. So that's a bit of a cryptic word choice. How soon is soon? Are we talking next week, next month, maybe next year? I don't think that would fall into the category of soon though, would it? Finally, as much as saying this is not going to make me the most popular kid in the classroom, I think you all should ready yourself with the possibility of Sonic Rangers being pushed into a 2023 release date. Yeah, we've waited a long time as it is in his next game, and it's gonna suck if we have to keep waiting, and Sonic himself definitely does not like to be kept waiting. But think about it. We don't have any gameplay footage by which to judge Sonic Rangers, except for what leakers have played with themselves, but for obvious reasons they cannot show any footage at all. And the teaser reveals virtually nothing, just Sonic running through a dense forest with flashy visual effects all around his body, and possibly a redesign akin to what was seen in the Adventure series, and that was it. Nothing that really made you think, yo, I'm so looking forward to this next game. By no means am I telling you guys to not be excited for Sonic Rangers, not at all. I'm excited for the game myself, it's just that at the moment, its future is uncertain. As far as the subject of premature game reveals goes, it's not exactly uncommon for such a thing to happen. Let me point you towards the Final Fantasy VII Remake as an example. The game came out just last year, and got some more content not long ago, but I wonder how many of you knew or remembered that its first actual reveal was during E3 2015. I myself did not remember that detail until sometime after I first played the remake, at which point I was like, yo, that is crazy! And even now, what we've currently got is not the complete product, but only a part of it. So basically, the remake had been revealed 5 years before it actually came out. Now, I'm not saying the same thing will happen with Rangers, because in comparison to games like Final Fantasy, Sonic games are not quite that packed in content, not even close. At worst, if not next year, I could see Sonic Rangers coming out in 2023, as much as many of you would not be happy about that. But hey, it could be worse. You could be stuck waiting 5 years after the teaser for Ranger before the game actually comes out, and again, I don't think that's likely to happen. There's also no denying that, in comparison to the first 2 decades for Sonic, SEGA has made drastic changes to the release schedule. Whereas there used to be a new Sonic game to look forward to every 1 or 2 years, give or take, we now have to wait a little longer in between each release. But that's not the sole reason we've had to wait so long to hear anything more about Sonic Rangers. Actually, there was initially a reveal plan for South by Southwest 2020 before the COVID pandemic hit and they were forced to change plans, causing a delay in the announcement. This information came to light during an episode of Sonic Official, in which members of SEGA, Aaron Weber included, took to a Zoom call to answer questions about the future of the Blue Hedgehog. South by Southwest, an event that takes place annually in Austin, Texas every March, appears to be a common outlet for announcements related to Sonic. It was there that we caught our first glimpse at a short series called Team Sonic Racing Overdrive, a group of animations based on Team Sonic Racing, as the name suggests, and we also learned more information about the game itself there. And apparently similar information was expected to be shared at the next South by Southwest before it was cancelled. It isn't speculation either. According to the metadata that was dug up for Sonic Rangers at the time the teaser first surfaced, that trailer was finalized in February 2020, a month before South by Southwest would have taken place. Essentially, that means that the trailer we've seen on Sonic Central had been sitting in the vault for well over a year now, and when it was finally shown to us, they hadn't done so much as made any updates to it whatsoever, which is quite confusing. You can probably see the reasoning for how I titled this video now. In spite of all of this, Iizuka has hope that Sonic Rangers will take a page from the Book of Sonic Adventure by laying the foundation for future Sonic titles to come. I really hope that the rest of SEGA feels as confident in this new game as he apparently feels. That should be everything that we've learned about Sonic Rangers so far, so I believe that will do it for this video. I apologize if this discussion had a bit of a negative tone to it, as that wasn't really my intention, but like many of you, I'm quite anxious over how well Sonic Rangers is coming along in terms of development, and I just want to see this game do well. Hopefully you understand that. One way or another, it looks like we're going to be hearing more about it, or at least I hope so. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, drop those likes and comments, and to keep up with my content, hit that sub button and ring that bell so you don't miss out on anything. It's been a while since I've shown any love to Rangers in a video, like the most I ever did was name drop it in other videos where I talked more about Colors Ultimate and Sonic Origins, so I felt it was time to even things out. Anyway guys, thank you for watching, I will see you next time. Peace, and don't forget, blue blurs for life. Later y'all.